Hey, it's here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for SP500. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. So the overall idea that we've had for SP500 has been that we have this as a three-way structure, again from the highs of $4,800 around January 2022. Again, this is the first structure of a three-way structure of higher time frame, in which again we have two options on that. First option is that we have a three-way structure here acting as a connector wave for this original structure. So once this is finished, we would be getting another leg downwards, right? The other option is that instead of this being the whole connector, we have already the connector complete, and this is the connector end. And from there on out, we would have this as the structure to go by. At the moment, again, for this one, we would expect this to be a three-way structure as we are expecting a B wave. And the invalidation for this idea is at the top here around $4,300. Why? Is just because, again, the expectation here is that we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as a 5-way move into an A wave. So we are trying to create a zigzag pattern here. For the other one, we had the invalidation at these lows for the idea of having this as an A, B, and C. However, we have now gone up so much that, again, if we are coming down and pivoting down, we could be looking into this as some kind of let's see, running flat, where we have already hit the minimum target here, which is again the 0.618 right here around 39.29. So that is again the minimum that we have already hit. I don't see us having too much juice left here for getting up beyond this A wave here. So we'll see how this turns out. But at the moment, I feel like the running flat, if we are still looking into this being the next wave here, is still the more probable scenario at this point. But let's check out the smaller time frames and see what we actually got there. Let's start with the 30-minute. And this is the bearish scenario, which in turn translates to the idea of, let's actually fill that back up into that. Translates into the idea where we have this as the B wave, so a three-way move. So originally, again, we had this as a three-way move into W, three ways into X, and then a possible three-way structure here, completing the whole thing up at these highs, possibly at these at the wave Y. So that is one scenario. The other one is that instead of wave Y being up in here, where we have missed the one-to-one extension in price and in time, we could have this as the first structure of that wave Y, so basically a wave W here. So W, then we would be looking for a three-way pullback for an X wave here, and then another three-way structure upwards. And that would be creating us that three-way structure in total. Again, we have some targets here. The main target would be taking out this low of A wave. Again, why this is now an ABC instead of the WXY that I showed you before is just because, again, this structure has retraced enough for this to be a flat structure. We have yet to take out the highs here, so I don't really expect us to go beyond the 1.618 here. So anywhere, again, from 1 to 1 to 1.618 is the area we would be targeting with this ABC down to complete this X wave. We can also be targeting some of the retracement targets for that X wave here. So let's take a look at that. Let's use that as the target and use it here. And these would be some of the targets. We have the golden pocket right at the 1.618. If we go all the way down here, we shouldn't take out these lows. Otherwise, it's going to be starting to look weak, and most probable scenario would be that the wave Y would indeed be at these highs, and this would be something else that we would be tracking downwards. Or we are looking at the other count that I'm showing you next. But I think that is still in play, where this, if we are looking at very locally, we are seeing that we definitely have the possibility of having this as some kind of 5-way move. We do have those divergences at these very low time frames. Actually, not on 2 minutes, looks like it. 1 minute does have it. 5 minute does have it. 10 minute does have two divergences between this and then this. So yeah, there is definitely an idea of having this as a potential 5-wave structure and then looking for higher prices as in the form of a 1, 2. So at least on this count, we would be looking for this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 downwards. Again, this is the bearish idea though. Then we had the more bullish idea, where we had the potential still of going upwards in a 5-wave structure. However, that is very unlikely at this point. The idea was that we had a contracting diagonal into wave A or wave 1, then 3-wave pullback for wave 2 or wave B, and then again 1, 2, 3 up into these highs of $4,050 area around the November 15th. Then we would have this as a triangle, where we would have this as an A, B, C, D, and E. This is actually wrong degree. And from there on out, we would have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into the highs here. Now, there is, of course, a possibility where we have already topped the wave 5 here at these highs that we had. However, it is truncated. So there is definitely a possibility where this is indeed a structure where we are just creating the wave 1 here. So just because, again, we have not taken out the wave 3 tops, basically. We do have that divergences here already in play, but again, we did not really take out the highs here, so it does not really fit the divergence in reality. Again, as mentioned on the bearish count, there is again a possibility where this was a 5-wave move downwards, and again, if we are expecting a 3-wave move, then this would be the most likely the wave A, then looking for wave B upwards, and then wave C coming downwards. At the moment, we have already retraced to the 0.5 retracement, so there is definitely a possibility where we have already created something else than the 5-wave move. However, this to me looks best as a 5-wave move, so the expectation would be a 3-wave pullback and then shorts. Again, these shorts would be the best because, again, we would be going against these highs as a short position, and that would cover both the accounts where this 5 here would be at these tops and we would be correcting or continuing the higher time frame structures downwards, or this would indeed get into that wave 2 here and getting in on here again at the golden pocket or wherever we are going to get this retracement to. If we get good extension targets, we could be going long here again against these lows here. So we have a short position here, then long position here, and see which one of them is going to be winning out, and then it's going to be I think definitely some kind of larger move. But I think those are the scenarios I'm watching at this very moment for S&P 500. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes, link to my free Discord server in the description below, and for now I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you next video, goodbye.